Welcome to this lecture. So previously we have created the GUI for our application and we have added a view where user can type his question and then he will gonna click on this button, and after that we are going to take the text that he entered here and pass it to our model. And now in order to do that, firstly we need to detect that when the user is clicking on this send button. And to detect it, we need to use the onPress property for this touchable opacity. So here we can use this onPress, and now this callback will be executed when the user will gonna click on this touchable opacity. And here we are going to execute the code in which we are going to take the text from here and pass it to our model. But we are not directly going to write it here, but instead we will create a method above. So here above our return statement, let's declare a function with the name handle button click. And after that we are not going to pass any parameter to this button, and in the body we are going to write the code. And after creating this method here, we are going to call it here. So in this onPress we are going to write handle button click, and now when the user will gonna click on it, this method will be called. And for now inside it we can simply add a log message, so console.log, and here we can display the message like btn clicked. And after doing that, press Ctrl+S, and now when you are going to click on the send button, you can see this message btn clicked. So after adding this onPress here, the next step is inside this method we need to get the text that user have entered in this text input, and in order to get it we need to declare a variable here. So we are going to declare a variable with the name input message. So input message, and after that we are also going to create a method which we are going to use for setting the value for this variable. So we will call this method set input message, and after that we are going to set the initial value using this use state. And inside it, for now we will set it to empty string. So we have declared this input message variable, and for now it contains this empty string. And now inside our application, when the user will gonna type the question here, we are going to set the value of this input message to the question that user entered. And to do that we need to detect that when the user is typing his question inside this text input. And to detect it we can use this onChangeText method. So now this callback will be executed each time user will gonna enter a character inside this text input. And inside this callback we can get the text that user have entered, and we can save the value inside this input message. And to do that we are going to create another function. So we can simply copy this handle button click and we can paste it below. And now let's rename it to handle text input. And this function is also taking a parameter of type string, so we will name it text. And this is basically the text that user have entered inside this text input. So inside it we can simply print the value of this text. And we can also set this text to this input message, and to do that we are going to use this set input message. So here we got a spelling mistake, so I can correct it. So set input message, and now we can use it. So set input message, and inside it we are going to pass the text. And now after doing that we can call this handle text input here. So handle text input, and that's it. So now after doing that, save the changes, and here type your question like hello. And when we typed it, there you can see in the console we got each character that we typed. So firstly we typed H, and then we type E, and for each character that we are typing, this handle text input method will be called, and there we are printing the text that we got inside our text input. And we are also assigning this value to this input message variable. So now till this point inside our application we have created the GUI of our application, and we have set the listener on the send button, and also on our text input. And now when the user will gonna click on this send button or send text, inside this handle button click, we can get the text that he entered inside this text input. And we are getting it with the help of this input message, because this input message is actually containing the text that user have entered. And we can confirm it by simply displaying this input message inside this console.log. So now when the user will gonna click on the send button, we are going to print the question that he entered in this view. So let's save the changes and confirm it. So there you can see, for now we got this text hello here. So I will change it to like hello, how are you? And after that, let's click on the send button, and there you can see this hello how are you is printed. So basically we are getting the value that user have entered inside this text input. And now the next step is passing this question or text to our ChatGPT model and getting the result. And we are going to do that inside our next lecture. So see you in the next lecture.